Hello, we are working on lesson 124 today, so pull that one out. The first direction says, draw a 12 centimeter line segment. 12 centimeters, so we put the first measuring mark, not the end of the ruler, first measuring mark on the dot, and we go to 12 centimeters and make a mark. Hold it down with all our fingers and connect them. Oops. Measure the line segment using centimeters. So we go back to the centimeters again. And it looks like this mark now is right at 10 centimeters. Pencils are sold in packages of 3. Ms. Doster bought 7 packages of pencils. I'm not going to worry about what type of story is this. We're going to jump straight to the draw picture. So packages of 3, and she bought 7 packages. So let's draw the 7 packages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then how many is in each one? 3. You can draw the pencils like tally marks if that's easiest for you. I prefer to do the numbers. It's easier for me to think of later. So how many pencils did she buy? She brought 7 groups of, and remember of means multiply, 7 groups of 3. Just a second, my dog's try to figure that one out. I've got to let my dog outside. She has little jingle bells on the door that she rings when she wants to go outside, and she likes to do it right after I start recording. Okay, so if you figured it out, 3 groups of 7 is 21. So the answer is 21, and what are we counting? How many pencils? 21 pencils. Write the fraction that tells how much is shaded. So you can see 1, 2, 3 are shaded. There, it's broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So 3 are shaded out of, how many were there altogether? 5. Now let's talk about the ones that are not shaded. 1, 2 are not shaded out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Davina has 4 quarters, a nickel, and 7 pennies. Draw the coins. How much money is this? So let's go back and draw 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you could do a Q in there, but when you're first learning to count money, the easiest thing is to draw what those are actually worth. So the quarters are worth 25. Then we have a nickel, one little nickel there, he's worth 5. And we have 7 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pennies are worth 1. So we drew the coins. Now we have to figure out how much money it is. Now on page, let's see here. I think it's page 6. Yep, on page 6, we count by quarters. We count by 25s. So when we're counting by 25s, it goes 25, 50, 75, $1. Okay? When we count by 25s, it's 25, 50, 75, 100. So 1 quarter is 25. We have 4 quarters in this problem. So 4 quarters is worth what? 100 cents or $1. So we have, there's a few different ways we can do this. We can add it up over here like a normal math problem, or we can count them in our head. I'm going to opt to do this. So that was how many quarters we have. I'm not going to write it down with a decimal point because that would make it confusing right now. I'm just going to write how many cents we have. We have 100 cents, right? 5. And then since these are only ones, let's add them on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 112 cents. Now we can write it as 112 cents, like that. Or we can go 1, 2, and put a decimal point in there. 1, 2, and put a decimal point and a dollar sign. Those are the two different ways you can mark money, decimal point and dollar sign, or cents. Because we have more than 100, I'm going to choose decimal point and dollar sign. We always put 2 numbers behind the decimal point and the rest of them in front. Okay? Find the answers. Now, if you are not well acquainted with your times threes yet, you can pull out a multiplication chart. But I will tell you first, there's a bunch of these that you know already. So you know times 0, that's always 0. You know times 1, that's always the other number. One group of 3 is 3. You know times 2 because you know how to double 3. That's 6. You know times 5 because you know how to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. You know times 10 because you know how to count by 10s. 10, 20, 30. So there's a few other things here. If we know times 2, then we can add on one more group to make times 3. So if 3 times 2 is 6, then 3 groups of 3 is going to be another group of 3 there, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. When we do times 4, we can do double, double. So we look at the other number, we double it. 3 plus 3 is 6. And then we double that number. 6 plus 6 is 12. So when you see 4, you can do double, double to the other number. 3 plus 3, 6 plus 6. Nines trick. I don't know if we ever got to talk about the nines trick, but sorry about my nails. For the nines trick, we put both of our hands in front of us, and we're going to put down the other number that we're multiplying times 9. So we're going to put down our third finger. So fingers out, and we start on this side where we read from. So we're going to go left to right the way we read. 1, 2, 3, and we put down our third finger because we're multiplying 3 times 9. Third finger. Now we look over here, and there's 2 fingers that we didn't put down over here, and we look at all these, and there's 7 fingers over here. So we count how many were before the finger and how many are after the finger on both hands. 27. Okay? Now, that only leaves us 3 more, and they're always the trickiest ones, the 6s, the 7s, and the 8s. So, since it's only times 3, we can just add up 6 plus 6 plus 6. 6 plus 6 is 12, and 6 more is 18. 7 plus 7 plus 7. 2 7s is 14, and 1 more is 21. And 8 plus 8 plus 8. 2 8s is 16, and 1 more is 24. So you know a bunch of these already, and there's only a few that you don't know yet. Draw a small square to show the right angle. So a right angle is the corner of a square, or the corner of a rectangle, or the corner of a piece of paper, or your kitchen cabinets, or something like that. So what we can do in order to check for a right angle, let's do this one. What I can do to check for a right angle is I can hold up the paper. Let's see. I can hold up the paper in the corner, and if this corner matches the square corner on my paper, then that is a right angle. A square angle or a right angle. If I hold it along one side over here, that angle does not match, does it? It is too small and it gets hidden behind my paper. Same goes for this one. Let me turn it so I can show you here. I line up one side and I see if the other side matches. That angle is also too small. It hides under my paper. So those are not right angles. Bottom. Find the answers. This one is subtraction. This one is addition. This one's subtraction. We have to make sure if on side B they switch it up on you, make sure you notice. Now, another thing you need to notice when you subtract, the first thing you check, if it's got a bigger bottom, you gotta borrow, okay? That's the little rhyme you have to say to yourself every time you're going to subtract. Bigger bottom, gotta borrow, okay? So let's start with this subtraction over here. 8 take away 4. That is not a bigger bottom. We don't have to borrow, we can just subtract. 8 take away 4 is 4. 5 take away 3 is 2, 24. Now we're going to add 5 plus 5, 10. 8 plus 1 is 9, 10, 11, 12. Put them both down, 120. Now this one's got a bigger bottom. I cannot take 5 away from 4. So I go to my neighbor and borrow 1 and bring the 1 back home. Okay, go to my neighbor, borrow 1, bring it back home. Now I have 14 take away 5, and that's 9. 8 take away 2 is 6. Last one. Now, we're going to practice, and this is another new skill, in these larger problems, we're going to practice finding groups of 10. So, groups of 10, let's talk about that real quick. Groups of 10 can be found like this. Oh, crumb. I'm going to run out of room. 8, 9. Okay. And then I can go back and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to forget about that one for now. So these are groups of 10. 9 and 1, 8 and 2, 7 and 3, 6 and 4, 5 and 5. And then they start repeating. 4 and 6, same as down here, right? So these numbers add up to 10. So these are the combinations I'm going to look for when I'm adding, and it will make your adding much faster if you can look for groups like this. So 9 and 1 makes 10, and you can just connect them like that for now. 7 and 3 makes 10, doesn't it? And 6 and 2 doesn't make 10, so we're not going to connect them. We'll just add them on later. So we have 10, 20, plus 6 is 26, and 2 more is 28. Okay? I want to see you find groups of 10 in this. All right, that's your whole side A. Do side B. And take a picture and send it back to me, and have a wonderful afternoon.